Representative Powell.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in support of this resolution. I have worked with many people in this body on this issue over the years, and I want to compliment the good representative sponsor for all of his work. I think that what I would say about this resolution is we have to decide what we are most afraid of. I think we have to decide if we're most afraid of a current situation in which a national government has exercised such overbearing control that the states and our role in the system of government set up by this very Constitution has almost become non-existent. And are we afraid of a national government that not only through its legislative branch, but through its executive branch and even through its judicial branch has, even in the half century since we first began having this debate about whether a convention of states would be a good thing, has gone so far beyond what anyone could even imagine at that point that becomes, I think, it has to be the greatest fear that we can have in our country. But instead, we are talking about only a proposal that states get together and meet to discuss whether something can be done that was envisioned by our founders for, in fact, exactly this scenario. A scenario in which the federal government has begun to overtake the prerogatives and the desires of the states. It is, in fact, exactly what the founders wanted us to do, to have this sort of a convention meeting. Now, for those who wonder and worry whether the convention itself would somehow, in a sweep of some efficacy, have a brand new constitution or amendments that we could not support proposed, I urge you to think of the experience that you know in a legislature as legislative bodies. In fact, this summer here in this very room, there was an assembly of states held. Many of us participated in that, and on this topic, many states came to begin to discuss the rules that we will follow when this convention is ultimately held. And the one lesson that I want to share with you from that is it was very hard to get agreement on any topic that we discussed. Why? Because we had 40 or so states represented here in this room, and coming to any decision or any consensus on a particular proposal took time. It took a legislative process that we're all familiar with, and ultimately those things that we came up with were consensus and were good policy. I suggest that that's exactly what's going to happen when this convention of states is convened, and the most important thing you can count on is that they will be your state legislator brothers and sisters who have the same motives, who have the same desires that you do, and finally we'll be able to restore this rightful balance that our framers envisioned, that we have come so far away from. So I strongly support this resolution and encourage you to do the same. Thank you.